I know the mental scars don't really heal, but I just hope today has provided them a little bit of closure within their journey.
And Cricket Scotland has been found to be institutionally racist in a damning independent report. The review highlighted 448 examples of racism, and the organisation's now been placed under special measures until October 2023. Well, Azeem Rafiq is the former cricketer who raised accusations of institutional racism against Yorkshire County Cricket Club in 2020, and we can talk to him now. Good evening to you, Azeem.
Good evening.
Um, Given everything that you've been through, what did you make of this finding about the racism in Cricket Scotland?
Yeah, look, not surprising at all. So the lads, Kasim Sheikh and Majid Haq, spoke out publicly after my DCMS, and I've been able to provide them with some help and support. And I'm just, I think it's a day that we should really celebrate their bravery and their courage. They've been fully vindicated, and each and every person that played part in that review that's been taking place. I know the mental scars don't really heal, but I just hope today has provided them a little bit of closure within their journey.
Yeah, I mean, this review has found that those who raised issues about racism were ignored or sidelined, that there was a culture of racially aggravated microaggression. I mean, do you think it does sound very similar to the experience that you and other non white players have faced in England?
Yeah, look, I think as people of colour, it's something we've lived with on a daily basis, and cricket's no different to that. None of us can sit here and say we've not experienced some part of it. Some have experienced it more than the others. Like I said, I think the way the review's been carried out and completed in 6 months, so I've got to give a bit of credit to Plan for Sport, and they've dealt with compassion. I just hope the guys, the two lads, Majid and Kasim Sheikh, but also everyone else gets all the support they can because their emotions over the coming days and weeks and months are going to be all over the place.
Well, we know that the Cricket Scotland board has resigned ahead of the publication of the report. The whole operation has been placed in special measures. Sports Scotland has effectively taken control. But what more do you think needs to happen to address these issues in Scotland?
Well, I think first and foremost, I thought the board leaving 24 hours before the publication, and even today, there's not even been an apology directly to the two guys involved who raised their head above a parapet. I think it's quite disturbing, to be honest. I think in terms of how we move forward, always with these things, there's a real rush to move forward and think of the future. I think it's really important to spend some time in the problem. There's a lot of people that have suffered a hell of a lot of abuse over a lot of years. I think it's really important that cricket as a game in Scotland really reaches out, goes and listens to these people and try and help them get some closure. And it's only then that Cricket Scotland should start to worry about how they're going to put things back together. My worry is, as we've seen here, there's going to be a lot of tick boxing exercises, a lot of action plans, but missing a lot of action.
I mean, it's 2 years since you told MPs in a very moving testimony about your experience and your claims of institutional racism. How much do you think has really changed since then? Clearly, we've seen changes of management at Yorkshire County Cricket Club, but is that enough? Do you think there are now real efforts to try to tackle this, to put a stop to these attitudes?
I mean, look, it's been 9 months since the DCMS, coming up to nearly 2 years since I first spoke out. Quite in a simple way, not a lot has changed, but I don't think today is about the game in England and me and my situation. I think it's really important that today we applaud the bravery and the courage of Majid Haq and Kasim Sheikh and everyone that played a part in the review in Scotland. And I think it's important that today is seen as some sort of closure for them. And I think there'll be a lot of time to talk about what has changed down here.
And do you think this, along with what happened at Yorkshire, along with your evidence, the response from the committee and so on, do you think that they are really making a change to the way that the sport is run and the way that they deal with cricketers such as yourself?
Look, like I said, I think I'd love to sit here and tell you a lot of things have moved in the right direction. Like I said, Yorkshire have made a lot of changes. They're trying hard, and it's going to take time, but at least there's an acceptance and an attempt to do things in the right way. As a game, I think from November to now, there's nowhere near enough of a change, if anything, to be honest. I think if I look back at that action plan, and compare it to see if any of the things have been delivered. And I think, quite frankly, none of them have. I think in the past, I've always been like, people don't get it, but I think I've come to a different conclusion. I just feel like the leadership don't want to get it.
What more would you like to see them do or to see implemented more widely across cricket then?
There's so many things that could have been easily achievable from November to now and very tangible. One of the first things that should have been learned from my situation was the reporting mechanisms don't work. The system is broken. And to sit here, like I said, 8 months on and still getting a phone call last week from a parent of a 16-year-old girl about the suffering that she's going through, it really worries me. The incident at Edgbaston, the people that went through that abuse reported it to the stewards, to the police, even tweeted it. But it wasn't until I had to raise it and retweet it that there was attention given to it. And it can't continue like that. People have to be heard and listened to.
And do you think this is about education more widely and a greater willingness from those in charge of the game to take action?
Yeah, look, leadership really matters. We've seen that at Yorkshire. You've got a leader in Lord Patel who understands it and wants to do the right thing fundamentally. Has he made mistakes? Will there be mistakes? Yes, there always will be, but there's an acceptance and the will to do the right thing. Education is really important, but it's how to educate. Tick boxes and doing presentations and PowerPoint presentations, they don't work. But again, there's been a lot of different things that have been suggested, but not enough work has been done. Like I said, for me, it's a three-prong. Somewhere there's a reporting mechanism, there's an education element, and creating opportunities, actively creating opportunities for everyone. And then you start to come somewhere close to what might be a better place to be. But also people in charge of the game, they should be going and fighting to the government, fighting to the educational minister to get cricket into state schools. Why is that not being done? Fundamentally, I said in January, cricket, ECB needs a reset of its morals and values, and I don't think a lot has changed since.
Azeem Rafiq, former Yorkshire cricketer, really good to talk to you. Thank you so much.